big or small, important or unimportant.
Chocolate.
Do it again.
That's
Please. I loved it so much.
So a group chat that turned into a podcast? Hell yeah, dude. Venting to all your besties? Hell yeah, dude. Are they a little bit bothered? Hell yeah, dude.
You're listening to A Little Bit Bothered, where we turn our daily group chat rants into the podcast you didn't know you needed. I'm Ashley, and trust me, there's always something to talk about.
And I'm Monica. We're all about those everyday annoyances that somehow turn into full-blown debates. Let's just say nothing is too small to be bothered by.
I'm Kelsey, and if you're here for a mix of unfiltered opinions, random stories, and things you didn't even know you cared about, you're in the right place.
And I'm Nicole. Whether it's a major life event or the tiniest pet peeve, we're ready to break it all down and maybe laugh about it along the way. So let's jump into what's bothering us today. What's going on with everybody?
Yeah, how are we all doing this week?
Pretty good.
I have a problem.
What?
Ooh, spill.
I have an addiction. I started audiobooking, which everybody knows, and I can't stop. That's my problem. I have
She's probably read
through,
like 5 books this week.
I think
Listened.
I've gone through 4. I think I've gone through 4 books this week. I'm
Oh my
currently on my
goodness.
4th one. I have a problem. It's a sick problem, you guys.
It's a good problem to have, though.
I guess. I need to step away from the AirPods, though, for real.
Okay,
It's
what do you
just-
do while you're listening, though?
I'm
Are
also
you being...
in, like, chores.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was
like-
wondering if you're being like super productive because I'm basically like, if I'm listening, I'm
Yeah.
cleaning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or
but
driving.
even when I'm not being productive, I'm listening. I'm just listening all the time. It's sad, really. Zero life.
Well,
But I'm also luteoling right now because I like want to be in a hole. I don't want to be one with the outside world. So the audiobooks are where it's at for me.
Yeah. I was laughing because a few episodes back we had talked about this and I had said how like reading the real book, like that's what counts. But I'm like trying to get through the Mistborn series with you guys, and so I finally caved and I have Audible and I'm like vacuuming and like cooking breakfast and I'm like, okay, I get
She
the
had to
appeal.
download the audiobook because she's afraid Ashley's going to catch her. So she's like, I have to get the audiobook so that Ashley can't catch me.
It's
Where are you
true.
at now? Where are you at?
I'm in part 2 of book 3, so I think I'm on like chapter, I don't know, like 28 or something, but it's like 82 chapters, so
Okay,
like that's nothing.
I'm on book
catch
3.
you.
Shut
Gonna
up.
catch you.
I finished book 2 today.
She's
No,
gonna catch you.
Shut up, Kelsey. No way.
I hope I do
It
because
is
I've
not
been
happening.
behind in everything. I've been behind in every single thing,
true.
and I ditched Vampire Diaries. I couldn't even do it. So just actually stop so
You'll
I
be
can
back.
catch up to you.
He'll be back.
okay,
He'll be
okay.
back. But I am going to be so pissed. My husband was giving me crap about it too because he was like, so wait, the series that you started a year before you shared it with them, they're all finishing.
Yes,
And yeah, that might be the case. But
I do want to
Okay,
own
but-
the physical books of the Mistborn series, though, so I can have them like
They're-
trophies.
yeah.
Yeah.
They are so big, but also my husband, because they're his books, right, that I'm reading, and I don't know how he feels about me having my Thong bookmark. Which, by the way, for you guys listening, this was something I came across on Instagram, and my sister ended up crocheting some Thong bookmarks for us. So we all
They're
have
so fun.
a little bit bothered themed.
We have G-strings, yeah,
Yeah,
on our
Yeah.
books.
I love them. I love them so much. And my husband was like, "You guys should make this part of your merch." Since my
A book
husband
thong?
knows, because I tell him, yeah, because I was like, we always talk about books on the podcast. He's like, "You guys should put a little bit bothered like on it somehow, like your logo
That's
on
such
the
a
book
good
thongs."
idea.
And
Commission
sell it
my
for
sister
merch.
to just
And I
crochet.
said, I was like, I don't know, maybe Monica's sister will crochet us book thongs.
That's such a good
No,
idea. I
she
feel like
probably wouldn't say no. She lives
I
in the
mean-
woods in her car, so she's got It
You
sounds
make
worse than it is. She does it intentionally.
I was gonna say you make her sound like a gremlin, like
Okay, but but I feel like you could like order a I don't know if Shein sells thongs. I'm assuming they do, like a bulk pack of cheap-ass little thongs, and you could screen print a little bit bothered on them, and bam, book thongs
You
in
probably
bulk.
could, although it feels a little different to have like a real one that was intended to be underwear versus one crocheted
I
for
think
your
it's
butt.
better.
I think it's it really screams
love
us,
it.
I think.
It really does,
That's
actually.
great. I'm gonna check. I'm gonna
Oh
look it
my
up later
goodness.
today. I don't think I
so
told you guys when I came home from the trip, I was showing Patrick, like, you know, all my stuff, and I was showing him the book thong, and I'm standing in our room, and I have it, and the only book in there is the Bible. And I'm like, I wanted to show him how it worked, but I'm
You
like,
did
I
not.
can't put it on the Bible. I need a different book. I think I did it on a photo album, and he's like, yeah, I get it. I got it. And I was like, okay.
I got it.
Oh my gosh, that is
Oh my God.
hilarious. My goodness.
Well, that was my update for you guys, was that I finished book 2. I didn't cry.
Oh my gosh.
Again.
I don't think
I did.
cried
It
in
was
book
sad.
I don't remember crying at book 2.
I don't
Oh,
cry
I
at
thought
book
you guys
2.
were
No.
specifically sad at book 2. Were you sad in book 1?
No. Yes.
yes.
Book 1, I sobbed. Book
Everyone
1 was the
was
one where I was
yes.
like, I hate
Okay.
you. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Book 2
Book
was
two.
fine.
Was it Kelsey? Was it book 3 that you were up in the middle of the night sobbing about?
Yes.
Okay,
yes. Book
okay.
3
Yeah,
was
I'm
the.
preparing
Yeah,
for
no,
that.
it's-
Like, I just know it's
Ashley,
coming.
I actually think Ashley, you might sob at book 3. Or
Wait,
you at
well,
least shed
first,
a
I
tear.
think you. at
Do
least
you
shed a
ever
tear at
cry
least.
with books? Does that happen? Because I mean, we cracked you and got some tears at the airport when we left, but like,
Yeah.
we're
I
criers.
think I cried
You?
once reading a book of the Holocaust. I don't know if I've ever
Valid.
cried like in a
Valid.
regular,
Valid.
like a
like a
you know,
novel. Yeah.
fiction book. I don't know.
Okay, well,
We'll see. We'll see
Then
what
I don't
happens
know.
in book 3.
We'll
I
see.
did love
Someone's
it.
got to
though.
be the strong one in the group.
I
Yeah,
guess.
right. I a friend who's reading Mistborn also, she said she got bored in book 2 and was like stalled out. But I think maybe she just got
Yeah,
distracted
I could
because
see
I haven't
that.
I didn't get bored really. I listened to it pretty damn fast.
I mean, I kind of did, and that was when I went on to the Vampire Diaries like tangent because like I wasn't like fully immersed. But it's such a good book. It's just there's so much setup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just
There's
so
a lot of world
long, and
building.
it just kept it would build, and then it would let off, and then it would build,
Yeah.
and then it would let off, and I'm like, okay, get to the. So there was like a point in the middle where I'm
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh, I have to push through this and get this over with because it just is
Yeah.
like, it's a lot to build on. It was all good, but
Yeah.
it was like, this is so much.
I've noticed
Well-
that he is very thorough in his world building and in his
Yes,
storyline.
so thorough.
It's like so thorough. So if you don't have any patience, Mistborn is probably not the book for you. However, I say that as somebody who has absolutely zero patience. So maybe there's hope for you yet.
Well, you need all
Because-
the build up because it all unravels, eventually.
Yeah.
Like everything
Yeah.
needs answers. And
I would
very
say the first
intentional.
book. The
Yeah.
first book, if you're not fully immersed within the first 3 chapters, then that's fine. Just push on to chapter 4. It'll all make sense eventually.
Yeah.
I don't remember what the beginning of book 1 was even about because there was a lot of words. Like just so many words
yeah, there really is.
that I was
Just-
like, what in my brain was
just force
happening?
yourself through, and it's all worth it after that. But yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was
Well, what else-
hysterical that last book. Hysterical.
Yeah. I'm mentally and emotionally preparing for it.
I'm praying for you, Monica.
Thanks.
Thoughts and prayers.
Well, I didn't mean to make this update all about books, but also what I've been doing this week is I read A Court of Thorns and Roses.
And
So
I re-listened
that's
to it.
basically been my
again.
week.
And I'm
with her.
over here bitter and pissed because you were supposed to wait. Kelsey chimes into the group chat and is like, I accidentally listened to the first chapter. No,
Well, it
you
was
didn't.
free.
You pressed play.
If it cost money, I wouldn't have done it, but it was free, and I had it downloaded and ready to go, and I was bored when I was driving. I drive a lot every single day. I have to have something good to listen to. And anyways, yeah, I did, and it was good. But I won't move on to the second book, even if I really want to.
I will be
I'll
so
listen to
mad if
something
you
else.
ditch me and leave me behind because I still have to go finish off Twilight that you guys put me on. So
I'll go read Twilight
man.
again.
Wait, are you reading?
I have
Oh,
so
you're gonna
many
read
books.
Twilight after Mistborn?
I have to. I have to finish
oh shit!
that.
I forgot about you.
I
Have to finish
know.
Twilight.
I mean, if I get
yeah.
like a free pass, I'll come back to it. But I don't know. It has to happen. So.
I still haven't even finished Midnight Sun, and I can't. I cannot. I tried to sit down last night and actually physically read it, and I was like, I want to throw this book in a fireplace. I don't know what's happening. As
Maybe
much as
you
I
need
love-
the audiobook.
I was gonna say, get the audiobook.
Maybe.
We
Get the
really need a
audiobook, it'll be
partnership
fine.
with Audible,
But-
man.
I right. We need a sponsorship. Audible, please. I would love a sponsorship.
I just bought 5 credits this morning so that I could
I was about
download
to
the Hero of
say,
Ages.
at the rate we are having, we can't even wait for our free credits to come. We're just going crazy.
It's a problem. I went last
Yeah.
night because I was like, what books are free that I can listen to that can like hold me over until I get my next credit? And I found a bunch. I did. And I'm going to make Kelsey listen to the one that I'm listening to now that she's not committed to anything.
She's in a lull.
Because it's free. It's another free one and it's so fucking good. But I have a
Oh my
feeling it's going to be
goodness.
our next fucking obsession. So it is what it is.
Probably. What's it called?
It's called Light Lark.
My problem is that I need a whole Amazon deal. I need a Kindle and Audible
Yep.
deal because I like to
Yeah.
have both.
Yeah.
I like
Can
to
we
be
get a
able to
BOGO?
swap. Yes.
I need a BOGO. Buy
When
one,
I
get
lay
one.
down at night, I want to be able to read. But when I'm moving, I need to be able to listen, and I
Yeah.
need it to be just connected like it is. And it's kind of expensive to be doing both, okay?
It is.
So-
Yes, it is.
It
It's a
is.
problem.
It is.
Help.
It's hard.
Hook a girl up.
Help.
We could have worse problems though, and so if we're bothered by that this week, that's not too.
Listen, I have a pitch. Audible, Amazon, if you're listening, I'm sure you're not. But we will make a whole segment called Audiobooks with Audible and the Little Bit Bothered Gang. And we'll just talk
Bitch,
about
we'll
it for
start
like
a whole
10
book
minutes
club.
every
Nah.
week. We'll
We
make a
will
whole
start it
separate episode.
Yes, I was gonna say we'll
know,
have an
we might
entire
have
book
to.
club
You can
episode.
have Tuesdays. We could have
Yeah.
a Tuesday night episode
literally-
dedicated to talking about books on Audible. If you just
Yep.
give us a little something.
Give us a little.
Our listeners
everybody
are like, yes,
go,
please,
go.
because you've been talking about books for 15
Yeah, like,
minutes.
can you shut up? Kind
Yeah,
of
put
shut
us
up.
in a
Honestly,
different
though,
episode. Move the fuck on.
I do have an idea though, and our audience is gonna have to tell us if you guys want something like this, where we could actually do like a book club, but it's like kind of just our listeners or like just our community or something, and we can maybe, I don't know how we would do that, but figure something out to do.
We need the channel, which
Like-
is why everybody on Instagram needs to be sharing us with their friends.
There we
so
go.
that we
We
can
need
get
the
our
channel feature. Yep. Okay.
Mm.
Well, we want to get our
Coffee.
little bit bothered podcast Instagram to 10,000 followers. So please share this with your friends and your
Help
mama
us so
and
that you
everybody
can join.
and help us.
Yeah, so that you guys can join the group chat. You can be a part of it.
Yes. And the book club. Be a part of the book club.
Okay, my only other update is that my oldest, he's 4, he started soccer, which you guys know because we were in the chat talking about it, and I went to Monica's house to get some cleats from her. So they had their first practice and game. They do like the practice, and then they practice for 30 minutes, and then they do the game right after. I guess so it's like
Oh, the
easier
same
for
day?
the parents. Yeah, I guess
that's
so. It's
nice.
like just one day a
that.
week to make
that's
scheduling
nice.
easier.
Okay. Yeah,
And they all held it together. It was just an hour, like total. So.
Okay.
It was really cute.
How
I didn't
cute.
like have a benchmark for like I didn't know like if he was how good he was gonna be, you know, or like how well he
Yeah.
would do, but he did really great, and he was like one of the more like athletic kids out there. But the game was hilarious. Oh my god, it was so
I bet it
hilarious. Like
was.
They're so funny.
they
at
let
that
some of the
age.
parents go out on the field, like if your kid is like lost, like there was parents on the field like trying to lead their kid, and like, you know,
Oh my
especially the
gosh.
3-year-olds, because it's 3, 4, and 5. And then there's some kids who just like are scared, you know, so their parents are like holding their hand on the field or whatever. But yeah, it was really funny.
cute.
At one point Griffin was the goalie, and he was like literally a fuzz. I could see the fuzz floating in the air in front of him, and he's looking right at it, and finally like he lets the intrusive thoughts win, and he just leaves the goal, and he's blowing on the fuzzy, and he's just like chasing the fuzzy and blowing on it. The goal's just wide open. I'm like,
I love that so much.
it was really, really cute, and he had so much fun, so it was great.
Oh my gosh, I love that so much. It's
Kids
so true, though.
sports,
Like,
man.
when they're that little, like, it is so fun to me to watch, just, like, see which kids are going to have moments like that. Because
Yeah.
they always do, and they're so funny.
That's so cute.
Yeah. Yeah, it was great.
Aw, how cute.
My kid has the entire next week off of school because our tiny freaking town does does weird shit. We have an entire like festival parade. It's an event, okay, in honor of yams. All right, and it's literally
Yams?
That is not what I thought you were going to say.
Whoa,
I
me
don't know
neither.
what I thought, but it was not yams.
It's a yam festival?
It's a yam festival. And it's
Wow.
legit, you guys.
Why?
Oh,
What is the
Wow.
significance of
So-
yams?
I looked it up. I don't remember. It has something to do with like the survival of the town.
Okay.
I did not remember, but the yam. Okay, and there's like a parade. There is like car shows. There are other events, and like there's a fiddling contest. Which how dope is that? There is an actual beauty pageant where they crown the Yam Queen, and
Yam queen.
Yam Queen, an actual like carnival that comes. They shut down the town square.
Your
and it
town
becomes a
sounds
carnival.
like no. Your town sounds like a knockoff version of Mystic Falls.
You absolutely need to watch Heart of Dixie because this is definitely a Heart of Dixie.
This is like
Okay.
a small town, like country-esque.
I mean, it is, but a whole week.
So she has the entire yeah. So okay, so well the actual like event itself is Thursday or Wednesday, I think, through Sunday morning. And Sunday is like the closing day. They have like the Queen's Parade, and that's obviously after she's already been crowned and blah blah blah. And not really much going on Sunday. But her school is out because the whole town prepares for the week. So like the school is giving, staff days on Monday and Tuesday, and then Wednesday through Friday is the actual days off for her school. So she ended up having like an entire week off of school because of this parade.
If I
Event.
were little and I got a whole week off of school, I would be obsessed with yams because what
Yeah.
a gift.
Yeah. No, so last
Truly.
year we went to some of the stuff during the day, and it's pretty cool. So at our like civic center, they have different vendors, but a friend of mine who does apparel, he's going to be a vendor this year. So we're actually going to go and see him over there. But yeah, like I bought her, I thought it was closer to me. I thought one of her little bears was in here. I bought them both like little crochet bears from one of the vendors last year,
Aw.
and they love them. And like, they also have livestock events. Like I heard that.
I was about to say,
Whose stomach
could
was
you
that?
hear that? I tried to pull my mic away as soon as I realized what was happening, but it was so loud.
Was that a burp?
That was my
happened
throat.
to you?
No,
Esophagus.
it was my esophagus.
What is your esophagus doing?
I don't know. It was
Why?
really weird.
Gurgling.
And
Oh
like,
my goodness. We got yums
There's
going
something
on,
in
and
there.
then
I tried to,
Kelsey's
like-
esophagus.
Wait,
something happened in there.
that was so funny. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Anyway, so she's happy about not having to go to school, and she's happy about being able to go see the Yam Queen. She loves the Yam Queen. So
The yam.
And they actually-
queen.
All
They
hail the
have-
yam queen.
Oh
at
my
all the
gosh, that's not a phrase I
businesses-
ever thought I'd hear us say.
okay, it's so weird. In all the businesses though, in our town, like in town square kind of area, like some of the banks and some of like the more, I guess, the businesses that have been around the longest actually have the previous year's pageant queens ball gowns displayed in their like windows and stuff, and it's very cool. This has been going on for a long time. I think we're on like
Oh,
the
small
70 something Yam Queen or 80 something Yam Queen. I don't know. It's been going on for a long time with the Yam Queen.
You got to give it to the small towns, though. Like, there isn't a whole lot that happens there, so they, like, make stuff happen.
I love it. I want to come
do
to the
too.
yam festival.
Oh, you should. It happens every October.
All right, next girls' trip.
Yeah, yam festival.
Yam
Could we be the yam queens? Do you have to live there to be the yam
Ooh.
queen?
That's
How
funny
will-
you said that because I actually want to get Lola into the pageants, but I have no idea how to infiltrate the pageant world. So I don't know.
Just
Oh
watch
my
Toddlers
gosh.
and Tiaras or
I was
something.
about to say, could you imagine Nicole being a toddlers and tiaras mom? She would eat those other moms
yes.
alive.
Kind of, actually.
I
Yes,
would
I can
actually
imagine
eat them alive.
No, I think she'd fit in.
I would love it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
would
she'd take 'em
actually
down.
love being a pageant mom. I would.
Yeah, you would definitely take them down, and yeah, I can see it. For sure.
I don't know if that would gain me many friends, and maybe my kid wouldn't win any pageants, but
Well,
they wouldn't be able to
speaking-
bully me.
Adventure.
That's for sure.
Well, speaking of the drama, Love is Blind.
Wait. Hold the phone. It's Nicole. I'm editing and I'm jumping in here just to say, spoiler alert. We got so excited about this topic that we didn't even think about ruining the entire season for people who haven't caught up yet. So if you're big fans of Love is Blind like we are and you have yet to catch up, maybe stop listening right now. Because we're about to ruin the entire thing. But it's okay. Go watch Love is Blind, catch up, and then come back and hang out with us for the rest of the episode. Obviously, too, you're listening to this episode on Thursday, the day after the latest Love is Blind episodes. So there has been developments that we clearly don't know yet, and we'll probably touch on them again in our next episode. So, just bear with us on that. But that's it. So here is your last and final warning. If you haven't caught up on Love is Blind Season 7 and you don't want any spoilers, because there are some good ones in here, stop listening now. All right. See you on the flip side. Bye. Yeah, the drama.
Yes, Love is Blind.
Oh my God.
Yes.
This
we
show-
What season
almost
is this? This
missed
is 7.
wave. Yeah, we almost
7.
missed this wave, but we happened to catch that it was released on Netflix
Yeah.
just in time.
Why? I swear, last season I caught on to it fairly quickly, which last
Yeah.
season was the first season I ever watched, but
Same.
I was aware of it fairly quickly. This
Yeah.
season almost went under the radar.
Well, I think
I think it's
think
because
that
it's
there's-
just a shitty season. No one's
it
talking
is.
about
It's
it.
an awful season.
That's true.
We have
kinda.
one
I
other
don't think
season
it's
to
a
compare
shitty
it to,
season.
but like,
I hated it.
I don't think
Ashley
it's a
likes
shitty
it.
season.
it's kind of boring.
Yeah, I think it's great.
It's kind of boring.
I
Up
don't know.
until,
I wasn't
like,
bored.
I mean, we'll see. I feel like the finale will be a little bit better, but the initial like pod part of it was kind of lame. It
Yeah,
was
and I
not
think
as
that probably
interesting
had
as
more
last
to do
season.
with editing.
Well, some of
Probably.
the editing was shitty. I agree 100%.
Yeah.
Some of the editing was like,
know.
why are we listening to them
Yeah.
talk about this for 5 minutes? It's fucking boring.
I don't know. It's gotten worse and worse every season.
Yeah.
And
But
Mm-hmm.
so who has watched all the seasons? Monica, have you watched all the seasons?
No, I've only
Okay.
watched this season and last season. And last
wow,
season
you-
was
oh my
like,
God, you should watch them
well,
all.
because this was the first show that you guys like got me into. Because I
Yeah.
normally don't watch like reality shows like this in general. I just
Okay.
I don't.
So I'm gonna say something.
But-
but
he
you're not
watches
gonna
South
know.
Park with James.
I watch it. No, he watches it, and I'm in the room and I chuckle. There's a difference.
Yeah, and then she repeats the lines to us when we're together. She quotes.
We
South
were
Park.
in South Park City.
Monica only watches obscure shows.
literally. But I was gonna say I'm about.
She's
to
like,
say
I don't
something.
watch anything. And then the most unknown or or just
most
weird
niche,
thing will come up and she will
There's a reason.
quote
There's
it.
a reason. I spent like years in grad school and so constantly studying, but I'd be in the room with my husband. And so he would watch this crap and I would just
Yeah,
observe
yeah.
while studying.
Yeah.
I'm blaming it on him. It's
Sure.
obscure crap because he put it on, not
Everything,
me.
actually, everything is James'
But you know
fault.
so many lines.
Well,
This is like my husband saying he hates SpongeBob, like despises SpongeBob. Our kids can never watch SpongeBob, but the man can quote every SpongeBob line, big or small, important or unimportant.
Chocolate.
He could, if somebody put a gun to his head and said, "Quote SpongeBob or you die," like this line, he would be fine. He would live to
I
see
used
another
love
day.
SpongeBob.
My
I love
favorite's the
SpongeBob, but
chocolate
he's
lady.
Do the
he's a
chocolate
fake
again.
hater.
Do it again.
that's
Please. I loved it so much.
I did too.
Do it again later. Sometime else in the episode, just do it.
We were not prepared.
When I least expect it.
What was it? I didn't even miss what happened.
Oh,
You'll just have to
you're
wait
gonna
for
be
the next
surprised.
one.
Yeah.
Huh?
you have to wait.
Who was it? So I know what I'm looking
It's
for.
a mystery.
Yeah, you'll find out.
I
You'll
assume
know
it's
it when you hear
Nicole
it.
because she's losing her fucking
You'll
mind.
hear it and you'll know.
You'll know it when you hear it.
I love
Well,
it
okay,
when
so here's-
only one of you hears me. It makes me
Here's the thing, though. All of these shows, I don't hate them, but I also was not the one who chose to put them on. Okay, there's a difference.
Okay, well,
But
give you that,
anyhow,
I guess.
anyhow, this last season 6, was the first time I watched the show. You guys got me into it. It was like the first thing we all like bonded
Okay.
over that we like collectively watched together. And now we're in season 7.
Okay, so I was gonna say
Okay, but these are the
So I was
two
gonna-
worst seasons of the
Wait,
whole
I know,
thing. So
it's
you need to go and
unfortunate.
watch the other ones.
Oh my god,
Okay,
then
after
shut
the
up! I'm trying to
plethora
say
of things
something.
you have to get me to catch up on. Okay, well, shut the
Shut
fuck up.
up! Shut the fuck up! I'm trying to talk. Oh my god. I'm
need
gonna
to talk
say,
inside.
Jesus Christ.
You should just mute us.
I should.
Mute all.
Can I do that? Stop talking now. I'm just kidding. I was gonna say you won't get the reference because you haven't seen season 4, but when Hannah came out to Nick, she gave Irina vibes hardcore. Do you guys remember that when Irina came out to what the fuck is his name? Zach? And
Mhm.
immediately you could tell that she was like wanted to throw up in her mouth because she didn't find
I mean,
him
I did get
attractive
that
at all.
vibe. Yeah.
Well-
So and like it was like I was watching it again happen. I was like, oh,
she
there's the
pissed
face.
me off so much. With
There
that.
it is.
She
I
pissed me
can't-
off so much.
Wait, who? Irina or
chemistry
Hannah?
was
Hannah.
not
no,
there.
no.
Yeah.
I mean Irina too, but Hannah because
She was
she the
such a
whole
cunt.
time she's like, "Oh, what if
I
they don't
love
like me?
you.
What if they don't like me? Blah 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 because I look this way." And then she comes out and
Yeah,
she
and
doesn't
then-
like him, and it's like,
And Nick is
okay,
not
Yeah.
ugly. He's cute.
He's not unattractive.
I
No,
think
he's
he's
fine.
cute.
Yeah.
He doesn't
Yeah.
look like
Yeah.
he doesn't look like Henry Cavill like he said he does, but he's very cute.
no. Okay,
He
but here's
gave
the
the
thing.
impression that he was as big as a linebacker, and he's
Yeah.
not.
No.
So I think that
Yeah.
he.
Which
This
if I
is
was
actually this
Hannah-
is the moment. This is the fucking moment. This guy deserves to be roasted,
yeah. he
raked
really does.
across the coals. I actually
He
don't
does.
hate him, but fucking Chelsea, poor girl, received like death threats. Like
I
people
was-
were so awful to her for saying she looked like Megan Fox, and this
Yeah.
man said he referenced Travis Kelce. I'm pretty sure.
Yes,
He-
Travis Kelce and Henry Cavill.
And Henry
I'm
Cavill.
Sorry.
Sir.
I'm sorry.
Good
If you
sir.
tell
We're gonna
me
put a side by side up. Put a side
If
by
you
side up.
tell
I need to
me-
Google.
we will. If you tell me you look like Henry Cavill, my mind goes to The Witcher. So you better be a buff, chiseled, the hardest jawline I've ever seen,
Mhm.
sexy white blonde hair man. And if you're anything else, that's it. It's over. I don't accept the proposal. Bye. Because how dare you? How
my
dare
gosh.
you compare
the-
yourself to Henry Cavill? I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I
he
cannot.
really doesn't look like Henry Cavill.
The Travis
Even, not
Kelce
the
thing
Witcher
doesn't
version,
bother
No,
the
me
not
normal
even in the
version.
slightest.
Not
Yeah,
even
not-
not
No,
even
but
the
if
Superman version.
Listen, if you say the Travis Kelce thing bothers me because Travis Kelce is like 6'5".
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
would venture to guess that Nick is like 5'10".
I think he
Yeah.
said in the
On a
show
good
he's
day.
like 5'11".
That's what
Yeah,
every
good, yeah.
5'10", 5'9" man
Right.
says.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, but that does annoy me that she keeps saying they're the same height, and when they first met, and she's like,
And
"Oh,
they're
I'm
not.
taller than you," and
You
he's
had
taller
heels
than
on,
her.
bitch.
Why does she keep?
She had
saying that?
heels on.
She wasn't even taller than
Yeah.
him with the heels on, and was
No,
still bitching about
no.
his height.
When
And
she
I'm like,
said that, I was like, "Oh my gosh, you're so fucking dramatic. You have like
Yeah.
3-inch heels on, and he's still taller than you. So shut the
"Yeah,
fuck
I'm
up."
100% Team Nick, even though he
Yeah,
maybe
no, I am too.
was."
He's a man
He lied
child.
about his looks, but
Exaggerated.
it's
He's a
fine. I
baby.
just think for justice for Chelsea, he deserves to get a little bit of shit about it.
I agree. I
Yes,
agree. I will say he is just like a baby. He's a baby. He still
He
lives with
is.
his parents. His mom clearly
Yeah,
like dotes
that's
on
true.
him. Like he's a baby, but he doesn't deserve how gross that she is behaving towards him. Like she's
the
mean.
way she
gross.
talked to him about
She's
the
mean.
pasta, I'm like,
Oh my god.
Oh my
She's
God.
just
so
he's
condescending.
he's trying. Just tell him
Yeah.
to fill the
She's
pot
so
half full
mean.
and move on with your life.
Yeah,
Jesus.
and
When
this
she
is,
said-
this is coming from somebody that is mean. I am mean. That is not the kind of mean that you be to your significant other.
No,
I'm
she's
mean to my
gross.
husband
Yeah.
all the time, and
Well,
in a
and-
nice, playful way. She is just mean.
Yeah, so here's the moment that, like, I switched for her, because I didn't mind her in the very, very, very beginning.
Yeah, well, yeah, because of everything that was happening with Leo.
Yeah. I didn't totally mind her, but then there was, like, this moment where you could see that she felt threatened to, like, lose Leo to Brittany. And so she's like, I gotta pull Nick back in. I'm reinterested.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Because you could tell that she felt threatened by that, and she just wanted to make it through the end of the show. Like, she just wanted somebody, and so she pulled up her back up.
I agree.
Yeah, she does.
And that was the moment.
Another moment that was gross for me with her was, you know, the moment where they are on the beach and Nick is like, oh, I want to go ride those ducks, which I thought it was funny.
Yep.
Well, I will give her a little grace on that because that lady was a bitch. She's like, she's jealous.
The lady
I'm
was.
sorry. I wouldn't have been
Wait.
jealous, but the second you said that, I would have come across that beach and fucking chopped you in the throat. Like, are you serious? I think that was rude.
What was rude? What messed me up was, okay, that lady was rude. Yes. Okay. But then later, when she was talking to Marissa about it, she twisted everything. She was like,
Yes.
that lady was like, oh, it looks like your girlfriend's just a jealous little bitch. She did not say that. And it's on film. She did not say
Yeah.
that. She said,
She
oh, she's
exaggerated.
jealous. She's so
Right.
exaggerated. So I'm like, this girl, she just exaggerates everything as much as she can.
Her
so that it is
insecurities
in
got
her
the best
favor.
over
And
there.
it's so gross. It's so gross.
And she was so
Well,
dramatic
even,
about
like-
the duck thing.
Yeah,
Oh my
even
God.
her, like, writing
Let him
down
ride the
her
ducks.
concerns about him. Like,
Oh my
valid
gosh.
concerns, but to leave it to where you knew he was going to find it, like, that's just torturous. It's so messed up.
The other thing she said that pissed me off was when they were talking about chores and stuff, and she was like, what did she say? Oh, she said, well, I'm a lot more financially literate than you. And it's like,
Oh,
wow,
yeah.
there
Oh,
was
she
a better
thinks-
way for you to say that to him.
But
Yes, he
she
lives with
thinks
his
she's
parents,
literate.
but
She thinks he's more, or she thinks she is more literate in every sense than him.
She does.
just doesn't
Yeah.
think that he brings anything to the table, which is so rude.
Yeah, it's
I don't
such
know
a
if he
red
does,
flag. It's
but-
such a red flag.
yeah.
no, they should not be
Please give
together.
us
He
your
deserves
professional
someone
opinion.
else.
He does.
Okay. So, I mean, like, all of this obviously is based on the edits. We don't know them as people. I'm just going
That's
to
true.
preface that, right? However, the way that those edits are, like, for you guys listening, like, this is actually what I do. I'm a marriage and family therapist, and so I literally, like, I can't turn this part of my brain off. Like, I see all of the red flags, and I want to turn it off. It's hard. Freaking hard. Because all of that conversation is her. Yeah, all of that conversation is her being in a place of, like, contempt, which really is moral superiority. And she's just talking down to him, making him feel like a little child. Like, how in the world are you going to engage in a relationship where you want, like, your man to be a man and, like, be an equal part in the relationship and contribute when, like, you're talking down to him like a child, like he has no idea how to take care of himself? Now, granted, he doesn't. His mom does take care of him. However, like, the way you speak to somebody is everything. It's everything. And so she's just sitting there
Yep.
picking him apart, making him feel like crap, being so critical. And both of those things are, like, pieces that lead to relationships not working. Like, you can't criticize somebody and approach every conversation from a place of, like, moral superiority. It will not work. It will not.
Yeah,
like, I can't stand watching those conversations.
Me either. Mad when they went to go visit his parents, though, and she put on a completely different personality.
Okay.
I was like, you're a different
Yes, when
person.
she showed up with
You're
the
a different
gifts, I was
person.
like, who are you?
Yeah, I was like,
She was
Who
so
is
sweet
this?
to them. Yeah.
and she even told his mom, like, you know, he doesn't know how to boil pasta, and that's okay, or whatever. Like, she was saying, like, oh, it's okay, like, we'll learn together.
He'll
Nah, bitch, you were
learn.
just mean to him.
Yeah,
like,
no, you just
You
told
didn't
him
learn
she was
together.
bullying like a little boy.
Oh my god.
yeah, you were
Look,
bullying him.
So here's the difference, though. Like, it's one thing to be in a relationship with somebody and, like, you're starting out and you realize, like, oh, they don't have these skills yet. Like, let's learn them together, versus treating them like a child and, like a little boy and less than.
Yeah.
And that's what she did.
Oh my gosh!
Like, she
if I
belittled
hear
him.
her, if I hear her say, "You're 28," one more time, I will lose my mind. Like, he knows how old he is. Stop.
Yeah.
Stop. You're 28.
I
Nick,
do.
for real. Oh my god.
I do kind of get part of it, like what she was explaining to his mom too, though, of like how she had to grow up early and so she had to, like, learn a lot of these things, because I
Yeah, they come from
definitely relate
different
to
worlds.
that.
Yeah.
I definitely relate to that. And I remember dating my husband, and like when we first started dating, there were definitely some things like cooking that like he didn't cook as much, right? But it was never I couldn't boil pasta or I'm not willing to learn. And like there's a difference, you know what I mean? But I do understand that of like if you've had to grow up so quickly and you've had to go and like do all of these things to then kind of experience it with someone else who is clueless can be frustrating, but you talk down to them.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, but you could be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing is you can be nice.
Like
about
she
it.
was
You could be
when
like,
she
You can
put on the
educate
act
them, you
with
could
the
teach
parents.
them.
Right. Or
Yeah.
you could just be like, okay, I understand you actually still live with your parents. Like when she found out that he still lived with her parents, his age honestly probably should have went out the window. Like I don't want to hear her say, Nick, you're 28 when he literally still lives at home. What do you expect?
Right.
Like what do you
Right.
expect from somebody that still lives at home? Come on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But then there's Leo. Leo.
And then there's Leo. Leo is a giant walking ick.
The whole other category of his own. He's disgusting.
Yeah. I don't like him.
I was shocked that anybody wanted to talk to him, that Hannah or Brittany wanted to talk to him in the pods, because everything that they showed, I was like, God, he's so annoying. He had no redeeming qualities to me.
Those were both the girls that stood out to me, though, where they wouldn't mind putting up with crap if there was financial security.
Yeah, that's true. Well, that's
Honestly,
Brittany
I
said
think-
that flat out.
Yeah.
I think if Hannah ended up with Leo, she would not be this spicy and mean to him because she knows that he has money.
I would have
Yeah,
actually
I agree.
liked to have seen that because I think it would have been a completely different scenario.
Yeah, I agree.
Yes.
I wish that Brittany and Leo would have continued in the show, because it just would have made for so much good drama, because Brittany would have been there and then Hannah could have seen Leo, and like there was just so much more that could have come. Like I don't know why. I feel like there is an ulterior reason that they didn't get to continue on. Like
There must have been.
there was
I mean,
that
the
was such
producers-
good drama.
Well, and
Yeah,
it's like
they
if
would have
that's
made
what
more
we
sense
saw,
than-
what was cut.
Yeah.
Oh my god! And the way that Leo was just yelling at Hannah, and then just like stopped and was like, "Can you put in a good word for Brittany for me?" No, I
What a
can't.
fucking psycho.
I'm sorry. Excuse me.
He was
Are you
nuts.
crazy?
I did actually respect Hannah for the way she handled that situation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because
Yes, I agree.
you could have easily been like, yeah, whatever, sure. But she was like, actually, like, no, first of all, like, just because, I mean, basically, like, just because you apologize doesn't take back, like, what you did, and I'm not gonna go, like, clear your name for Brittany.
Yeah,
like,
for real.
no.
Yeah.
The,
That was
the
so
moment
slimy.
though where like he finally meets Brittany, like you instantly could feel her like discomfort, and then like cuddling on the couch, and she's like, "This is the most awkward moment of my life."
It was so uncomfortable. It was hard to watch, actually.
It was
So
so hard to
uncomfy.
watch. Like you're just like, can you just stop touching her?
I think she was
squishing
hoping
her.
if he
She's so
was
little.
hot enough and rich enough that it wouldn't matter, but he wasn't hot enough to make up for
I wonder if he's even rich. Does he even have money, really?
So I was doing some researching, and
Yes,
there's
were
some
you?
debate about his net worth, which I think is kind of funny, where it's ranging from a net worth of 600,000 to 6 million, but it's very like people are very skeptical of how much it
That's
actually
a big
is.
range.
It is a very
That's a
big
big
range.
fucking range.
Very
It's a
big range.
big range. Now, granted,
is
like
it, bro?
$600,000, like that's not bad, but like that's not 6 million.
I mean, you could own a
Interesting.
$500,000 house and have it make up most of your net worth. So
Yeah, exactly. Well, and he inherited
true.
a bunch of stuff too. So it's like, how much did he actually inherit versus
with the
How
how
well
much
is he actually
houses
doing?
cost these days, your net
Right.
worth seems like.
right?
My favorite thing
Right.
about the whole
Let me tell
Leo
you my net worth.
situation
Jeez.
is everybody trolling him. I love Netflix trolling him. I love Walmart trolling him. I just love everybody trolling
Wait,
him.
how is Walmart trolling him?
They have
You didn't watch
shirts
the-
that say art dealer.
Oh,
Yeah,
they have
it's
like
funny.
gold watches, and they have
an
it.
art
They
dealer.
called it the art dealer starter pack, and
Shut up! Oh my gosh, I
it's just
freaking
funny.
love
I
that so
just-
much.
it's
I freaking love that.
anybody
so much.
that
It's so
talks
funny.
that much about wanting people to like them for them and not their money
Yes,
he talks about
wants you
money
to
a
know
lot.
they're rich. Like if you
Yeah.
really
No,
didn't
stop
want
talking
somebody
about
to
your
like you for
money.
your money, this would have been the perfect opportunity to not mention your money at all.
Nope.
all he had to do was
It would've
say,
been a
"I'm
fun
financially
surprise.
secure." Like,
Yep,
if it came up,
same.
it's I'm financially secure.
He wouldn't even
and
have to
that's
say
it.
that. He could have just said, I'm an art dealer. You don't even have to, like, he wouldn't
Yeah.
have, I mean, unless specifically asked, he could have just been like, yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm
and
I'm an art
unsolicited
dealer.
in the dorms too, to the guys. Like, just there was so
Yeah.
many unnecessary
Always with the
times that
Rolex.
she
Yeah,
was
like,
saying,
just like the joke of,
I
like,
have money,
I have money.
I'm rich, my family's wealthy, I have money. And it's like,
And
bro,
and like
shut
he's like,
up.
you want to wear the Rolex to everybody? You want to wear the Rolex? You want to wear the Rolex?
yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Take your Rolex.
Yeah, as
and
if, like, they
shove
will
it.
never have another opportunity in their life to see one in person.
I know.
Which maybe,
A net
but,
worth of
like,
6
seriously.
Even
Yeah.
a net worth of $6 million does not make that man attractive.
No,
He's-
I don't think anything can. I feel like he has some underlying really scary tendencies under there.
Yeah, my theory is that both him and Steven had very similar approaches, is that they wanted to flaunt themselves in very specific ways as much as they could, so that after the show they had people in their DMs that they could continue to connect with. Because Steven,
Steven, I don't know if you guys remember, but very early on, I texted the group chat and I was like, Steven gives me the ick.
Yeah.
It was like the first time that I saw him. I was like, he gives me the ick. And then I was like, he's kind of growing on me a little bit.
Yeah,
My
that's what happened to me.
intuition was correct. My intuition was correct. He is icky. Icky.
Mhm.
He's
Yeah.
icky. He's very icky.
There was something off about him to me as well, and I couldn't
From the beginning.
quite place
From the
it.
beginning.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It came across as, you know, those people, there's probably a term for this, but the people that they're so overly fake and nice,
Yeah.
but they're actually
Yeah.
like really sick and twisted.
Yep.
That is
There's something
that is the
dark
vibe.
going on in there. Yeah.
because they know how to turn it. Like he
They're
acted like
chameleons.
the nicest. And at some points it's too much. Like you can see it's like this
Oh my gosh.
feels fake. Like you're too
the way
As
the
soon
way
as
he
they
goes,
started-
you're right.
Yes,
He's
exactly.
you're
As soon as
right.
they started having conflict, and his response every single time was, "You're right,"
right.
with
He
no
submits every
explanation.
time.
Yeah, there was no explanation of like, "This is where I was coming from," or like, "I hear you." No debate back and forth. It was just like, "Yeah, you're right. I'm so sorry. You're right."
I think he
Yes,
thought,
you're
I'm
right."
going to get through this.
And,
I'm going
like,
to
he
come
just
through
liked
really
the room.
liked in this show. And then we'll break up at the altar. And it'll all be great. Everyone will love me because I was so nice and amicable. And I wasn't the problem. And then,
Yeah, but sometimes his real personality would come out and he'd say weird shit. Like, like when he was talking to
Taylor.
what's the girl scientist's name?
Taylor.
Taylor. Yeah, when he was talking to her, it
Taylor's
was like,
they're gonna be in my DMs, want to suck my dick. Yeah. No,
yeah,
that's weird. Excuse me.
yeah.
sir. Where
It
did
was
that
like,
come from?
and then Monica got up and walked away from him because it was like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's such a strange thing to say right now.
Like, why are you?
Yeah. Props to Monica for like calling him out on the moment of like, "You're gonna Venmo me right now before you walk away. Like, give me the
Oh my
money."
God, I thought that was
yeah.
great.
Yeah.
I freaking loved
I was
that.
like-
Although I'm pretty happy that this couple is like fading, because every time we talk about this freaking show in the DMs or like in our group chat, I can't handle it. Like, every time one of you guys is like, "Monica's annoying me," and I'm like,
I was like, Monica's such a bitch.
Yeah,
Oops.
and I just like see it come up.
She's like panics. What did I do?
yeah. She's like, oh my God, they sent it. They sent it to the wrong chat. They're talking shit about
What
me.
did I do?
Okay, but there's 2 girls named Ashley, so
Yeah, but we
My
don't
problem,
talk about
I
them like
think-
this.
I know. I don't like Monica. I didn't like her. I mean, I don't think she deserved what Steven
And
did to her, but
No.
I didn't like her.
Like, it doesn't
think
last
that-
very long because I immediately know the context, but it's that initial like,
Yeah.
what?
Jump scare.
I think my problem with a lot, and it probably happens every season, is that how do you expect to build a relationship talking to, like, not that I never have disagreements with my husband or we never like have the wrong tone, but you're in the beginning, you're building in the beginning and you're talking like so not just having a
to each
tiff, but
other.
you're like disrespectful, condescending, like
Oh my
no
gosh.
relationship. He's so much condescension. Like that was my problem with Monica and Hannah. It's just like you're
Yeah.
constantly condescending.
Yep.
Yeah.
Before the
Same.
whole weird text messages and, finding out who Steven really was, I was not about her at all. I was like, he's going to leave her because she's so fucking mean.
Yeah.
But he's also crazy.
Mhm.
So, oh well, like, she didn't deserve, like, how it went down. That's for sure. Nobody deserves that. But, like,
It does make me wonder.
maybe this
though.
is why you're still single.
Yeah.
Yes, that too.
Exactly.
But it does make me wonder because we only get to see what they are editing and what they allow us to see, right? And so
Yeah.
sometimes we're seeing like these responses from Monica where you're like, oh my gosh, like she sounds so condescending and like a bitch. And like, well, she still does. But however, we don't always know for sure what prompted that, which I think
Yeah,
is
like how
a
much did
very
he bait
interesting
her
thing.
before
Yeah.
she snapped? And then he was like, oh, okay. And like he
Yeah.
takes it, after
Yeah.
he pushed her there. Yeah.
Or like her
Yeah.
bringing up like how he said in the pods that he'd bring her flowers and stuff and that he hasn't done that. Like I do actually think like good for her for holding him accountable to that and to like being the person he described himself to be. But it does
But
make me
also-
wonder what led to that conversation. Like what led to her
Yeah.
having to say anything.
Yeah, but like also too, I was like, bitch, you guys are out of the pods 5 minutes. Like, give him a second. Maybe,
Yeah.
maybe he
Right.
wants to get
Well,
you flowers.
And
but
then he did take her to that pressed flower
so
thing.
just
Yeah.
could you chill? Like, whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really
Yeah.
cool, by the way. That was very cool.
It was. I loved
was
that.
very
And
I want to
I
go to
think
one of
that was
those.
a good way. That was a really good way to make up for it, I think. Like, I feel like if he would have
For
just
sure.
got her flowers,
Yeah.
she would have been like,
would've been
oh,
like,
pretty
okay.
flowers. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, he did
I
good
think
with
that
that.
was a creative way. So I thought
Yeah.
that was really, really cool. But yeah, he turned out to be a snake. So
Yeah, it just makes me wonder like if she had been feeling the red flags that we see now, if like she had been feeling them and was kind of like baiting him to see like who he was really gonna be.
yeah, maybe.
So that I think that's always kind of
Yeah.
my frustrating thing with like reality TV is that we only get to see what the producers allow us to see, and
My thing,
it's definitely not the full
my thing
picture.
my thing with Steven was I actually thought that like he was gonna snap, like in a mean way, not in this.
I thought he was
weird-
too.
Like I thought he was gonna snap and be like a dickhead, but now I have a different
Mm-hmm.
assumption on who that's gonna be. I
Ooh,
actually
what's your
think
assumption?
I think Garrett is gonna be the one to snap and be an asshole
No.
because
Oh.
I don't
Yes,
think
I
so
do.
because
I
Love is
do.
Blind. They just did a really nice post for him on their Instagram, and I don't think that they.
Well, there was previews at the end of the episode where him and Taylor were arguing. I don't know what they're arguing about.
Yeah.
but,
I
like,
wonder if they
feel
just
like
made it
he's
look
gonna
worse
snap.
than it is because
I
they
hope
haven't had
so.
any problems.
I
I
can't
hope
imagine
so.
him being aggressive.
I don't know.
To be honest,
He's giving up quite a lot for her. So I don't
Mhm.
know. I think
I think he's genuine.
Oh.
I take everything he
I
says
do
as
too.
genuine.
Yeah, so what are our predictions? Like who's
I
gonna
don't
make it
know.
to the altar and
Taylor
who
and Garrett.
is-
I'm
Okay, I
never
think-
right
here's
anymore
my thing.
because I feel like there's so many fake people on this show now that some of them play along till the very end and then they're like, nah. And
Yeah,
it's like,
sometimes they surprise you.
like the
That's part
past
of the
few
editing,
seasons,
too.
there's so many fake people that make it on and they play
Yeah.
perfect the whole way through,
Yeah.
mostly. And then they're at the end, they're like, no.
Yeah.
And they
I
come up
would've-
with
Who
some
do you think is
bogus
gonna-
reason and you're just like, what the fuck?
Who do you
Yeah.
think is actually going to get married?
I think Taylor
that-
and Garrett.
I
Yeah.
still think, even though I think Garrett is going to show some true colors, I still think Taylor and Garrett are going to make it to the altar, and I think maybe they will get married.
Yeah, I think so.
I think
think
whatever
that they will.
happens, I think they're going to work it out. But I know for sure Tyler and Ashley are not going to make it.
Oh, I was
Why?
gonna
After
say
this-
that they were gonna get
I
married.
think they'll
No.
make it. I
I
think
don't
they'll
think
make
so.
it.
Make it.
After this sperm donor thing.
Yeah,
He should have
I don't
been
think so.
honest about that.
But wait, there's more to that. Have you seen any of the posts about Tyler?
no.
No, I
Okay.
have intentionally been trying not to dig into too much of the posts.
Okay, so since I was already caught up, I was not trying to intentionally ignore the post. He actually is active father.
He really is the dad. to them?
Actually is the dad to them. Yeah, his ex is
Oh.
I guess his ex is bisexual and now she's with a woman. But he's still there's pictures of him with the babies, all of them on their birthdays, and like he's got
Oh.
matching daddy baby.
So he like sperm doned them, but he didn't, not like in an
No.
official sperm doning
He's
situation.
involved.
Like
He's
a,
right.
involved.
Okay. No, they
Yeah, he's
they were a
involved.
Oh yeah, that's a problem.
That is a
and
problem.
had babies, and yeah, he's involved. So now him and the baby
It's
mama
not
are
necessarily a
separated,
problem, but it's a
supposedly.
problem if you kept it a secret. Yeah.
It's a problem. He lied. He lied. He lied.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
what I
He
mean.
told-
It's
yeah,
going to be a
yeah.
problem for their relationship.
It's going to be a problem if he lied. And like people are coming out with receipts. People are coming out with pictures from his Instagram, Facebook, and the
But
baby mama's coming out.
also, just because they're not talking about it on the show doesn't mean they didn't talk about it at all, or that she
Well-
didn't know. It could have been something
she
they
said she
whispered to
didn't
each
know.
other.
No.
Oh,
Well, that last-
I missed that part.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
said that there's been so many opportunities, and we've talked about having kids, and we've talked about like these conversations so much that there were
Yeah.
so many opportunities for you to bring this up and for you to be honest with
My
me.
thing
And
is like
for-
if you were truly a sperm donor, I would totally understand not sharing that on the show. If you truly
Yes.
donated your sperm and had no connection. Now, the
Right.
fact that you maybe donated it to a friend where you are constantly involved in the child's life, that's different.
Yeah.
Okay, but I think
Because
that's
that
how he
would-
tried to
you're-
spin it. So I think
Yeah.
he tried to
Yes.
say like, "Oh, she's my friend and she's a lesbian and I gave her sperm," but that's not the actual truth. They were a couple.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, that's
So-
entirely different.
So maybe only
It's-
Garrett and Taylor then, because I was going to say
Yeah.
them too. Tim and
I don't-
Ashley.
Tim and Alexis, something Alex.
What is? Yeah, they
She's
call
not
her
an Ashley.
Alex.
Yeah, she's an Alex.
her
She's
name
not-
Alex?
She's not. Yeah, it's Alexandra.
No, I think her name is. Okay, I'm looking it up because I was really
it up.
confused.
I don't think Marissa and Ramses will.
She's
will
not
make
one of the
it. I think they'll
Ashleys.
get to the altar and they say no.
I don't like them. I don't like
That
them.
mom,
either. I don't
her
even
mom
think they're
was
gonna
like,
make
Her
it that.
mom. Oh my
Her mother
gosh.
was a
her
Same
mom
bitch.
was gonna run him off by herself.
Good.
Yeah.
Who's mom?
I don't like
Sorry,
him.
I stopped listening.
Marissa's mom.
I think that
Demanding
Tim and
all she
Alex.
needed to
God,
sign
I
the
hate
I
prenup.
think Tim and Alex could if they could just like communicate better. I think they could
No.
make it.
I don't. The thing is, I think Tim's gonna say no to Alex. I don't think it's gonna.
I think
be
so
the other way
too.
around. I think
That
Tim's
was.
gonna say
I
no
was
to
going to say
Alex.
that. Yeah, I was going to
think
say
so,
that
too.
earlier when Monica was saying the editing is annoying. I'm so mad at them for not getting the fight between Alex and Tim that made them not spend the night together, and her saying she put her hand over his mouth.
Yeah.
I
And
wonder if
she
that's
was
why they didn't
so
show it. I wonder if they
apologetic.
had it.
So.
Yeah.
I think
I wonder
She
if
was
they had
so
it and they couldn't show
apologetic.
it.
Like, but you
Yeah.
would have thought they would have showed part of it. And even
at
that
least
was
them
like after
getting
the
annoyed
first
with each
party.
other.
They were like
Yeah.
one of the other couples was like, what was happening with Tim and Alex? But there was no
It was-
like
Yeah.
video.
I
of
feel like
having
it
happened.
probably got a little too
real.
like
Yeah.
heated.
Yeah.
And like almost like if she put her hand
Domestic
over her
violence
mouth,
type
they
thing.
probably thought this is like borderline. We're gonna catch like domestic violence
Yeah.
shit if we show
Yeah.
this. So they just
Yeah.
Yeah.
blocked
For
it
that
out and
reason, I
tried to
think
make it like tried their best to like include it enough that there was drama, but not enough that people could like speculate on how bad it was.
Yeah, I think he'll say no to her because
And
of
I think he kind
all
of
of that.
hinted at the fact that he tries to avoid confrontation because he knows he gets heated. And so he really
Yeah.
tried. So I think the fact that sounds like she really lit him up, like, and he was mad. And then
and like the first like one of their first times together
sounds
for her to get
toxic,
that
maybe.
aggressive. Yeah. I
Yeah,
think
no, it's a
toxic.
red flag for me. It's a red flag for me
Yeah.
because conflict is supposed to happen. Like, if it doesn't, then that means that somebody's not speaking up, somebody's not sharing their opinion. Like, you're not supposed to get along all the time. But if you're getting to a point where you're yelling, you're putting your hand over somebody else's mouth, like you're getting flooded, and you're not control. And like to do that after meeting just a couple days before in person is a concern for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he had just said like I don't argue with people. Like I'm not trying to, And he
Well,
said,
and
like,
see,
I was trying
but
to
that-
leave to
the
be
thing, though-
respectful. Like
The
And,
thing
like,
though
I
is
get
they
that.
talked about that in the pool where he was like, I don't have fights. And I mean, stepping away and calming down and like hitting pause on a fight is really good. It's really effective. However, he
I think
talked
that's what he
about it
meant
as
by
though he's
it.
avoidant. Well,
Yeah.
he talked about it as
No,
though like,
I
he's
don't-
kind
I
of
think
avoidant and
maybe-
doesn't have the fight.
maybe that's how it comes off, but I think he meant
That's how it
it
comes
like
off,
I don't
yeah.
want to be arguing in each other's
Yeah.
space. Like I think that's how it was meant, but maybe that's how it came off like he doesn't want to have the confrontation at all. But I
Yeah.
didn't get that. I thought because I really thought like he was saying it like we can have the disagreement, that's fine, but if we're going to be screaming at each other, I'm not going to be doing that.
Yeah.
That's how I took it. You know what I mean? And
I
so-
thought he was
and
trying
she
to kind of
said-
insinuate that he knows he can get mean.
Upset.
And
Yeah, that's what I
upset.
think. Yeah.
Not mean, but
Yeah.
very upset. So I think
Yeah.
I thought he was trying to
Could
say,
be.
like, I tried to not get
Not.
that far.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Could
don't
be.
fight because
Yeah.
he
I'm
knows,
not
like,
gonna be
that's
screaming
line
at
for
you.
him.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. And she
Which I
had
think is a
said-
mature, I mean,
Mhm.
I think that's a mature, I mean, if you know that about yourself, that's good
Yeah.
that you can recognize it. And
Well, because that's
I
the whole
think
thing
so,
is like
too.
if that's where you go, it's your responsibility to be aware of it, to stop it.
Yeah.
It's no one else's
I
job.
think so. But and she had said too, like, I used to have a really, like, my anger used to be really bad, blah blah blah. And I think that was a little bit foreshadowing, maybe in the way that they edited it.
Mm,
But
maybe.
you know, like, she had already said that she's got quite a bit of a temper. So
Mhm.
I already had a
Well,
feeling that was going to cause, there was going to be
the
something.
other thing too is like we don't know how much they drank at the party either, right? Like
Yeah.
the show is always notorious for having
Yeah.
like their gold cups, so you never actually know what they're drinking and how much
Mm-hmm.
they're drinking, right? And so who knows? Like they could have been trashed, or she could have been trashed.
Oh, they
going
well,
back
if you
to the
listen
room,
to
you know?
a lot of the Love is Blind OGs are starting,
Yeah.
their NDAs are up and they're starting to talk.
Oh,
So
interesting.
you really need to get into their seasons because now
Oh my
they're like,
gosh.
they're kind of letting loose. And there's one,
Who's the couple?
I actually don't think his NDA is probably up yet, but he is a loose cannon anyways. Starts with an S. Shane.
Oh yes.
He
He has
runs his mouth
problems.
all the time. And basically he said, like, that's one of the things he says is like, they just get you sauced up and let you go. Like,
The guy from
that's
oh my
their
god,
whole
there's
thing is just letting you get drunk. And
hold on. There's another
Yeah, they're
couple
all always
from
drinking.
there's another couple from Shane's season, Nick, and I can't remember the girl's name.
Nick,
Dark
and
hair,
they have
blue
a whole
eyes. They have an entire
Daniela, I think.
podcast. Yes, Daniela. I love them. First of all, they're so sweet.
Well,
They're
they
so
started
cute.
a whole thing.
I know.
Trying to
An
like
entire lawsuit
fuck up Love
against
is
them.
Blind for how
Yes.
badly. Yeah, they have a lawsuit.
Mistreatment.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, and Nick has an entire
Interesting.
podcast. Nick has an entire podcast about the mistreatment of the entertainment industry
Mhm.
and like
Mhm.
trying to
Mhm.
like bring it down. It's really good,
I
actually.
really love that they've kind of maintained their friendship though, even though they broke up, because
I want them to get
I
back
really
together.
liked them. They just had they had such a toxic edit that I
Yeah, they
think they
did.
didn't really have a chance
Yeah,
because
And
they
I
had to
don't
fight
think-
the edit, but like they're both
Yeah.
like sweet.
I don't think
sweet
they were a
peas.
toxic couple at all. They were just edited
No,
that way.
they had a
and they
toxic
were
edit, yeah. And
Yeah.
she was like really anxious. And anyways, that's a whole thing. You have to watch it.
Yeah.
We've spent this whole episode talking about Love is Blind. I don't know if that
Oh my
was the
God, that's
intention, but that's where we're at.
insane. That's
That's what
okay.
happened to
I'm
us
okay
last
with
week
it.
too. Yeah,
I'm
it's fine.
okay with
I
it.
just, yeah, it's fine, except for if no one's watching Love is Blind, they're not going to like this episode.
So we apologize in advance, but we don't care. Watch Love is
Yeah.
Blind.
It's fine.
Just if you want to be part of the group chat, you have to also watch Love is Blind. Sorry.
Okay, so do we have seriously? But so do we have any actually solid predictions of who we think is going to get married? Just Taylor and Garrett?
I think Taylor and Garrett. I don't think anybody else will.
I really don't.
I agree.
Unless
I don't think that they are.
I think that some couples might try to make it work afterwards.
Unless-
Like they might say, like, I can't marry you, but I want to stay together. But I don't think that anyone else will get married.
I think Taylor and Garrett, and I think if Alex and Tim really try to work on their like,
I could see them
arguments,
try. I could see them saying yes, even if it doesn't work out.
Yeah.
I could see
saying
them
yes
saying
because
yes.
she made a very big deal about him meeting her dad, and I think he was like
Yeah.
the perfect gentleman.
He was so sweet.
And it was a very sweet moment.
He's the one whose sisters died, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, he is. I
And he
think
was
they
so
probably could
like
have a really good relationship.
genuine.
Yes, he is I feel like he's a really, really good person, like through and through. And I feel like if
Yeah.
they just work on it, that they'll be able to make it work. But
Yeah,
those are the
I
only
agree with
two
that.
couples, Taylor and Garrett, and Tim and Alex. I think are the only ones that are gonna say
Yeah,
yes.
see, I just feel like
Marissa
somebody's gonna
and
have to
the
Taylor and Garrett.
I feel like they're an oddball. Like I feel like they actually
They're-
could go either way.
I don't like them.
I don't think they can be together. I don't think they could stay
I don't
together
like them
long
together.
term.
No,
I don't think they
either.
could.
I
I'm
think
not saying they would
ultimately-
stay together, but I could see them like
Saying yes,
saying yes.
they should.
I don't think they will, but I could see it happening. Yeah.
I think one of them is ultimately going to say no because of the dispute about being in military. And honestly, I think it could be either one of them to say that, like, no, that's just a line.
That threw me. I actually didn't expect that to be such a hard disagreement between the two of them. Like that was
Yeah.
kind of shocked that it was such a like I mean, it was a line in the sand. I didn't expect that.
I can't believe
I
they
didn't
made it
expect
out of the
because
pods.
I didn't expect it because they talked about a bunch of stuff like that in the pods. And so to get that far without realizing that there is such a firm line in the sand is odd to me.
Yeah, for him to feel the way he does.
Yeah.
think
I'm
that
surprised.
she should have been with Bodhi.
Well,
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I think she should have been with Bodhi too.
And this next week they get to meet all of them.
It's one of, I know
know.
it's like the
I
point, but it pisses me off when they are all back together. Like, I'm like, you're setting them
I
up for
hate it.
failure. It's like, this is
Yeah.
not.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh my
Well,
gosh!
like in my mind, it kind of like
there-
ruins the experiment because we know that they've had connections with other people who they haven't seen too, and now suddenly they get to see them after having such a short amount of time to actually be with their fiance. So it's like you haven't had a chance to really build that stability and trust of like, no, this is for sure who I want. So even though that person's there that's attractive, like I'm gonna
I think
say
it
no.
kind of
It's
breaks
just
the
too much
whole
of a
love is blind
temptation.
thing because
Exactly.
you're literally just, no.
Oh, well,
Yeah, it
there's
takes like
a-
we're making this experiment and then we're crapping on it to like test you to see if you really can.
Yeah, they're being tested too quickly. Like,
Yeah.
I know you only have so much time, but if it was truly like an authentic experiment, I think later on down the road, after they've been able, like you said, to build some trust, I think that they could pass this test. Also, in the real world, if you were to run into these people, you probably wouldn't be sauced up, drunk as could be, baited into these situations. If you truly ran into them, there you can say all you want, like, oh, it's like real life, you could run into these people, but you probably wouldn't run into them where you're literally like baited into having a
Well, they sit them
like,
down
Well, and-
too.
Yeah.
They make
still
the
in the
couples
heightened-
sit down and talk about
Yeah.
like what could have been, basically.
yeah.
Yeah, and still in like the heightened emotions of like, am I making the right decision?
Yeah.
Nicole, you look like you have things that you were like holding in.
So there was a preview of Nick, and I don't even know who this girl was because we didn't even get to see any of her edit. But apparently, she was somebody that he was talking to in the pods, and they had like this connection. And she's like, "Wow, apparently love isn't blind," because he was like really into her. I guess is what they're making it look like. I don't know.
Oh, yes, I did see that preview for it. Yeah, I think that that's part of why I also don't like the edits of this season is that unless they made it out of the pods, you didn't get to see them really talk to anybody else. And so I feel like that's kind of part of the
No,
journey
not
is like
really.
watching them eliminate other people and like see them with other people who like they don't quite click with. And they didn't do that like at all.
Yeah, I'm curious if Taylor and Garrett had any other matches because they made it seem from their edit that they didn't have anybody else that they really even clicked with that well. Like they made it seem like they were ones like from the get go. So I'm curious to see if they did have any other, even if it was a small connection. I'm just very curious to see how like their time in the pods went because I didn't see Taylor with like anybody else, and I don't remember seeing Garrett with anybody else either.
Yeah.
Here's what I'm most bothered by about the whole thing is Netflix not releasing the full fucking season and doing this like couple episodes a week thing. Like
I think all these streaming platforms
come
started to
on.
do it because people were just binging and like
Yeah,
I think
that's
it
what
was
I want to do.
I know, but I think that for a while everyone was like a new season of something would drop and people would just binge for like 2 days straight, and I think they just collectively like some sort of something was like I think they were worried about the health of our nation, honestly.
I don't
and
know.
they were like,
I
you have to
don't
start
think
dropping
devil's
these.
advocate right
They
now,
don't
Kelsey.
care about us.
Stop it.
No,
No,
I think
no,
that they,
no. I've read stuff about
They
it.
want
I do
money.
think it's
Kelsey, it's
no,
money.
No, I'm not saying that it's not, but to some strategy, I think they're people were re-signing. Also, they were re-signing up and then canceling when they this way they ensure you
Money.
keep your shit. But
Well,
I think as
exactly.
a whole,
So I
Yes,
think that their theory is that they drop it and then know that you're binging and being like just like rotting on the couch and I don't want to do anything else, so I'm going to watch other stuff. And then the next weekend you're like, well, I'm going to rot again. So let's do this again.
Yeah, they're building the anticipation, and it
I don't
really
know. It
annoys
makes me get off when I like only get a couple episodes and I'm like I'm fucking done with this app. Goodbye. Like
Yeah, it's dumb.
I was
don't
more
like it.
likely to stick around when I could binge like the
I
whole
agree.
season.
But I think that's their theory, is that if you're gonna, like, it's the same idea of like when a company gives you like 15% off this, but then you're like, but I'm already here, so let me like add 15 other things to my cart. I think it's like the same thing.
Well, okay, so we've already discussed how I have a problem with the books, right? So I also have the same problem with the TV shows. When they dropped those last 3 episodes, I had them finished before you bitches on the West Coast even woke up. I was like, I was fucking in it. I was texting the group chat, and Ashley's like, "Ma'am, it is 5:30," and I was like, "Actually, it's 7:45. What are you talking about?" And she's like, "No."
That
I
is
was just
usually
like,
how I
are you
am.
already episodes in? And it's 5 o'clock where I am. Like, what are you doing?
Well, because when I watched it, I had caught up by Tuesday night. So Wednesday morning, I was ready to fucking go. And I wasn't wasting any time. It's like, I need to know. I need to know what's happening.
Okay,
Oh
so
my
you're
gosh.
also bothered by having to wait another week for these freaking episodes
Yes,
to come out.
I don't
And then
like
another
it. I
week,
need to
and then
know.
another week. I don't
I
think
need to
you're
know.
finished until the end of October.
Yeah, it's really annoying. So I looked. I think only 2 episodes come out
Yep,
this Wednesday. And then the
Mhm.
next one, which is the reunion, I think, doesn't come out till the 21st. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the editing on this
No,
whole
I want
thing
them all
is really
now.
rushed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. It feels very
yeah,
rushed.
it feels weird.
It
This
feels like
season
they
does
used to
feel
spend
weird. I
more
feel like-
time.
Yeah, they're losing their grip a little bit, I think.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think they're
Yeah.
having a hard time keeping people engaged, so they're just like grasping at straws.
They're
kind of?
desperate.
I don't know. Yeah.
Because the first season did so well. It was
The
during
first
COVID.
season
Because I
was
watched the
so
first season when
good.
it came out.
Mhm.
And
I
we were
didn't.
like, oh yeah,
I did
we watched
not.
it and we're like, wanted more so bad. And then have been
Yep,
so
it was so
excited about
good.
every season. But yeah, like some of the editing on this one is not as exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have all these people who got famous from the show.
It's
Once
crazy.
the show really was like, the longer the show goes, the more people just go on it
Yeah.
for the fame of it. So
Yeah,
that's
the
why I
problem.
think it was so successful the 1st couple seasons. It was still so new that people truly were
Yeah.
there for the right reasons, and now
Yeah.
it's just they know they're going to
Season
be
1 through
famous
4.
when it's over.
People
Yeah.
always got to ruin a
Seasons 1
good
through 4
thing.
were good.
They really
Yep.
do.
Yep. Okay, on that note, I think we've
Well-
been yapping enough about
Yeah.
Love is Blind.
I
Thanks
mean,
for
it's
listening
what's
to
been
our
in the group
yapping.
chat this week. So.
It really is. Other
It's
than
truly
books,
the group chat. Yeah.
other than our books, our book club, this is what we've been
Yes.
doing. So.
Yes, and we are truly a little bit bothered by some of these people.
A
on this
little.
show.
We're a little bit bothered by a lot of things on Love is Blind.
lot. It's very bothersome.
Truly. All right, well, I guess that's going to be a wrap for this week's episode of A Little Bit Bothered.
If you stuck around this long, congrats, you're officially one of us.
Make sure to hit follow so you don't miss out on all the random rants and ridiculous takes we've got coming your way.
And don't forget to leave a review. The more stars, the less bothered we'll be. Maybe. Until next time, stay bothered, bitches.
Bye.
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 Welcome to the inner sanctum of friendship. These bitches are a little bit bothered.